What up, folks? It's your boy Kubo Magic here, and we are finally here with our final color for the One Piece TCG limited deck profiles, Purple Kaido. Again, I did a lot of playtesting on this deck. It runs really good. I have no issues with this current setup. I think there's only going to be one thing I do differently that might throw some people off. But besides that, this is the most efficient that I have been playtesting online. So let's jump right into it. Also, if you've been enjoying these deck profiles, I ask that you drop a sub. And if you enjoyed this video in particular, I ask that you just hit that like button right there. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Anyway, start off with 4 Black Marias. It's basically your blocker of the deck. So automatic in that case, you got to have some type of standard blocker in your deck. She's cheap and go to. Not too much to say on that. Next up, we got Forsaz. He allows you to give your deck some more draw power. The deck already has kind of a good way of getting to cards that it needs, preferably that 9 cost Kaido. But this is like one of your main draw powers of the deck. -1, draw 1 card. It is not the way this deck basically accumulates Don. That one -1, it doesn't really hurt at all. So allowing you to draw to get to the things you need, things like the 9 cost power Kaido is way too good. You can't get rid of draw power, so that stays in at 4. Next up, we have Jack. We play him at max 4 because this whole deck idea is to ramp, and he allows you to ramp by trashing 1 card from your hand, gain 1 active Don. So easy 4 of. Next up, and this is kind of one of the things that might throw some people off, I play 3 Who's Who and 1 X Drake. Now, originally I played 4 Who's Who, but even though he has that great popping power, like he can pop red cards, he can pop some green cards, etc., which is awesome. I felt like there was times I have like a whole bunch in my hand when I didn't need a whole bunch in my hand. There were some games where I did have like 2 in my hand against red, and I felt real good. Like, oh, this is great. It's great to have more than 1 of these in my hand against red. It feels really good to have more than 1 of these in your hand against red, for example. But when it wasn't a situation like that, it felt like as if I wanted it to be something else. So I said, for the heck of it, I threw in a 3 cost Drake. He has counter 1,000. He's a 5,000 power for 3. When I put in the Drake and I took out 1 Who's Who, it ran a lot more efficient that way. So that's why I have the 1 Drake with the 3 Who's Who instead of the 4. Next up, the 4 Page 1, and of course the 4 OT to go together. Now these cards go together. A lot of times, it's funny enough, I didn't really use their setup a lot, if that makes any sense. I didn't really use the whole play OT, bring out Page 1. I did it obviously a couple times, but a lot of times, you want to use OT for her counter 2000. Her counter 2000 is what really brings her out. So definitely abuse her for a counter 2000. I mean, only if you're really trying to like go all out do you use the setup of the OT Page 1. But for the most part, a counter 2000 is way too important. And of course, Page 1 is also a counter 1000, so just more counter cards. So that's why I really didn't play the combo too often, because I abused her counter 2000 to keep myself going until I got that 9 cost Kaido, and then we was going in. Next up, of course, I have 4 Queens. Queen is a great blocker, and he can be also a great attacker as well. And then, of course, his ability to, on play, neg 1, down 1 to draw 2 cards, and then you just trash 1. Being there, again, this is another draw engine power of your deck. Being able to get to that 9 cost Kaido is very important if you don't already have one in your hand, because once you start dropping the 9 cost Kaido and etc., things start going real crazy. So great blocker, great. He also has a counter on top of him as well, and he's a drawing. So he's just an all around great card. So that's definitely a 4. Next up, we play for King. King is an awesome card just for get rid of, any cards that might be in your way. Of course, he only goes, it's 4 or less. I had one person at one point at a locals try to do against a 5 cost, and only no, you gotta remember it's 4 or less. But either way, that's 7,000 power. So he's also a great attacker. But get rid of cards that are a pain in the butt on a field from green, red, or blue is great. So King is definitely a go-to for me. I enjoyed having him at 4. I didn't have any problems whenever I got him in hand. So no issues there. Didn't feel any clog there. Of course, you want your 4 9 cost Kaido. This is a monster. I've had games when I dropped this down, I've turned games completely around. Or pretty much I was able to play 2 from time to time. Whenever I played 2, it was just like, oh man, you can feel the power. You're like, oh man, my opponent is sweating buckets. But being able to play him for 9, 10,000 power, and basically, you're negating 5, but then you're getting popping, you're KOing the card on the field, and then on top of that, you're also he's gains rush, so he could attack. So this is a mighty, mighty card. There is no reason to not play this at 4. So absolutely at 4. And of course, one of your most powerful cards in this deck, freaking Okushima Island. That's an automatic 4. This is the card that allows you to ramp. You're done. So there's no reason to not play this at 4. Being able to every turn just receive a rested Don. You're using one Don with Sasuke, and then you just gain it back, stuff like that. It allows you to really maneuver your Don around the board. You pray that you get this in your first hand. You pray you draw this within. If you don't get it in your first hand, you draw it in the next 2 turns. If you don't, it's going to be a bad time. So I didn't have any issues seeing this card between the way I built the deck and, of course, with the draw power. I always, for the most part, saw the card, so I didn't have any issues there. Next up, Bomber. Oh man, Bomber feels so good. What's crazy? It costs 6, and you think, man, I hope to not see that in my hand, my first hand or whatever. But I've never had an issue getting this card. Like I always felt comfortable, no matter whenever I got this card. It always felt good to know it was there in my hand, because I knew at some point something got to go, and this was going to help me do it. So great way to pop, KO one character on the field that costs 6 or less, and you get to add 1 Don card from your Don deck and set it as active, and it has an awesome trigger as well. Way too good. Power card for the deck. Definitely got to put that at 4. I only ran 2 lead performers. Not a bad card. You get to draw one, another form of drawing power. Draw 1 card and add 1 Don from your Don deck. Obviously, if you're at a point to where you have a great board control, and you're like, you know what, just for the heck of it, I got board control already. I want to be able to also draw some more power, add some more Don. Why not? Then you just go ahead and play that. Great trigger as well. And then finally, we have the 4 Blast Breath. That's for it only costs 1. Then you negative Don 1. Again, it's easy to get your Don back with this, or other ways. So a negative Don is like nothing to this deck, and you gain your character gains 4,000 power. So it's way too good. It's one of your main defense cards, so no reason to not run that at 4. But that is it. This ran so good. Like I'm honestly was thinking about playing either green, mainly green for my limited battles, and there was even moments where I even thought about running red. Call me crazy. I just really like the aggressiveness of red. But after really playing this a lot, I think I might go with this. I don't know. I think I might go with this Kaido deck because it feels so good, so aggressive. It is consistent. It also allows for a lot of great movement. When you drop that 9 cost Kaido, it feels so good. You drop them bombers. Yeah. So, folks, I hope this helped you somewhat, or if it didn't help you, at least entertained you somehow. If it did, again, please just hit that little like button. It incredibly means so much to the channel and can help so much by just hitting that like button. And of course, if you want to see more videos in the future, sub to the channel. And in the future, I'm gonna have more One Piece stuff, but I'm also gonna have some more video game stuff. I haven't put any video game stuff in my channel in a while, and I'm pretty sure my video game subscribers are like, eh. So I'm gonna have to mix it up a little bit. So now that I've done all this One Piece stuff, I'm gonna probably maybe do like 1 or 2 video game stuff, and of course, from time to time, I'll mix in the One Piece stuff as well. So please, let me know what you thought of the deck. If you also have some recommendations or things that you did to your deck, drop the comments down below, and let us know. But anyway, folks, I'm gonna get out of here. Take care. Good luck on your limited battles. Let me know how you did later. If you won or not, hit me up in the comments. If you did well or not, and I'll see you when you see you. Peace.